Well, good evening, and welcome back to the Marauder of Justice. Because isn't that what all Marauders are about? Justice. That's what I think. Ah, dear. Hope everybody's well. Hope you're all having a nice day. Most people all seem to be over in Marshes of Madness and Barrack Var, but I cannot for the life of me stand Dwarf and Greenskin. Especially not Tier 2, so... Over here we go, actually. Potion of Acclaim. Nearly forgot. All of that free renown I was about to give up. Shocking stuff. Scenarios. I have two different types of heal over time because this guy's my apothecary dude. So I have the fancy ones and I have the regular ones. The fancy ones are very fancy in that they give you about 492 extra health. Hardly worth it, some would say. Unless you've only got 491 health left. So, in that specific example, lifesavers. Absolutely no help at all if you take 493 damage. So, be warned. Where are we with this guy? Just over halfway to 57. He has all of his fancy oppressor stuff. So he's currently wearing part of it. Hopefully, we are going to get ourselves some more of it. Should be these two. Oh no, it's these two, sorry. So that should come in quite handy. Aha! I know how to jump. Victory is mine. What's this? Fucker. To be honest. It's 2,000. I was going to say, to be honest, there's not much point in using it, but I'm sure it'll come in handy at some point. Save me using one of the expensive ones. I still can't quite decide what spec I want for this guy. I keep coming back to savagery of late. I like the debuffs, but I miss the sheer bloody-mindedness of brutality. And like, Monstro was alright, because if you're in a keep siege it was good. And if you're wanting to try and survive a little bit longer it was good, but I don't know, I just felt like it was a bit of a mess spec. Pretty cool if you could have a version of the Marauder that didn't have the mutation. No, it was just like the way this arm is over here. So not as heavily armored as a Chosen, but still that kind of character. Only that sort of DPS Chosen would look like, maybe. Be pretty cool. Oh my god, we're getting a pop. What a time to be alive. Still one of my favorite scenarios, Ragdoll Factory. Love it. What am I up against? No healers. Is Order feeling okay? There we go. Normal service has been resumed. They've now got 2 of the buggers. And both actual healers. Puts our 1 healer to shame. There's the one I want. Ah, the bugger. What was that hit me? Oh, it's Tosh. Take one of my portable healers. Where is this Rooney? Ah. Come to me. Alright. I'm gonna go out here and get this back point. Let them farm away. What's my crest count like? 173. Well, Tosh is here. Big into the rescue. I don't trust these back points to be free. Ah. Marauder pull. Ah, he parried it. Got him. He's going to be sad. He's not stancing. He's using 5 tactics. Little does he know it's because I'm terrible. Ah, 3K is okay. Ah, my contribution to kills was quite good too. Did I out-heal a healer? That's what I like to see. No. I actually got out-healed by a bunch of tanks. So, that's something. Ah, dear. 60% we're at now. So, yay. I'm also thinking as well, like, I've got both of my axes are the ones of tyranny. But I'm thinking maybe get a Genesis one. Because eventually the fort one is the best one I can get. So maybe that would make more sense. Uh-oh. Sounds. Grind control to Major Tom. My Marauder's dead. Something's wrong. Works out quite well. I only say that because his cat was called Major Tom, so it kind of fits. Ah, funny my Marauder was called Grind Control. Grind Control was killed by Major Tom. Complete reversal of fortunes of that song. I was hiding up this mountain earlier to show Tosh the Magus disc. It's just a wonderful place to stand. You can't see anything. It's the highest peak in Reichland. Really, I'm a mountaineer at heart. Not built for mountaineering. I once got dragged up a mountain and I never ever want to go back. We have a Rim Priest and a Warrior Priest. Sure. Probably should have went the other way. Through the middle. This Magus, not this one, this other one, has the Annihilator armor set, and I kind of really badly want to make another Magus just to wear that armor set. Kaboom! I don't want to be down there getting hurt. I want to be up here where it's safe. I'll use that, and then I can get rid of it. Ah! Come on, Destro, push in! Fight the good fight. No. It's times like that where I really wish I had the tactic again, which was the... Whenever you put this on somebody, you get the healing that they're getting, or 50% of it, or something like that. The only problem was, whenever I had that tactic, the only people I would come across were warrior priests, and melee healing doesn't count. Speaking of melee healers that don't count, dot 'em up, dot 'em up, dot 'em up. If only I had a healer. No idea where my tank is either. Somewhere. Probably down below me. What the? Can't get rid of me that easy. It's more like that. Only I could fall down that gap. It takes an impressive level of skill to be able to fall down gaps that small. But I can manage it. It's a superpower, really. Oh, always good sign to see your tank running away. Hello. Where'd he go? Back. God. I'd be unstoppable with a healer. Doo-doo. You'd really hate to have to mount this horse and get it wrong with all those spikes over it. Guillotine! Same as this guy's trumpet, actually. Really hate to try and grab that thing blindfolded or in the dark. Oh, didn't mean to do that one. Wanted to do that. Oh, this guy's just free healing. That's going to go well for us. I don't think we're winning this scenario. I don't know what it is that makes me think that, but I have a sixth sense about these things. I think we're going to lose it. Teeny tiny spark of doubt in my mind. Metal up here. Okay. I've seen some shouts in this game in my time, but that's a new one. I could not save the Magus. Dark days. Dark, dark days. 0 and 5. Who was stealing all my kills? That's what I want to know. Clearly I got like 400 of them. Oh, look at the bright and sunny day, yet up there it looked cold and dark. How many order? 1. Oh, plenty of time, yep. Hooray! What the? Where am I hearing? I was hearing that like somebody had been hit by a witch hunter with what is it? Enfeebling strike? Treacherous strike? Whatever the one is that hurts you when you move. I can never remember its name. You'd think having played both a witch elf and a witch hunter I could remember its name. Doo doo. I still think that's like the start to Scooby-Doo. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Every time I look up here, I constantly think I'm missing a buff. I have no idea what it is. Is that an Archmage I see? 2 Archmages. And a Rune Priest. Order have all of the healers. Do, 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 do. Hello. How rude. Ow. I love how the Bright Wizard had clearly jumped off the side to follow. It's like, I must get him. Ooh, no, 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 no. Killed by Legat. Which I'm still fairly sure is a name from Street Fighter. You'd have thought I would have looked it up after the last time I seen it and said something like that, but no. I am not going to stand over there and trade back and forth with them. Everybody's screaming at the tanks to guard people. Oh, I've picked a really bad time to join in. Didn't stop me running in, mind you. But it's good that I knew that it was a bad time. As that room priest like jumped out, I was like, yes, I'm going to take him. Oh noes. Tosh killed me somehow. That's Burn Away Lies killed me. Tank shoes cards, please. I think this guy's just got that on macro. There's a tank he isn't even bothering anymore. He's just standing there. Oh, Rav was in here too. Rav at least had a kill. I came in late. Didn't get any. Oh my god. How quickly do lineaments go? Jesus. I really wish they'd change lineaments to be 60 minutes. I hate that they're 30. I'll let it get closer. Otherwise, the two of them will just be completely out of sync. Well, do you know what? We'll take it now. Otherwise, they'll forget and they'll end up in a fight and be like, I wonder why I'm dying so much easier than doing no damage. It's because I don't have a lineament active. Oops. Ooh, that's a lot of order. Some Destro roaming around. There's a few more. I do like the look of this horse, mind you. It's pretty cool. Not too over the top. Just about the right level of chaosification. So one thing I hate with the models these days is so many of them are just designed over the top. So many different little details on them. It's like, you do realize you're supposed to have like armies of these things? There's one thing I always hoped that this game would do, like if it was popular, they would give you like a model set that you could buy of just the classes in the game. For different armor sets. That would have been so cool, but real missed opportunity. I suppose it would have needed more players than what it had for GW to even consider it, but yeah. Things that could have been. I'm really surprised actually nobody's ever done like 3D printed versions of them. Because you'd think that it would be straightforward enough. Like, I would imagine you could pull the assets from this game pretty easily and then put it into like a 3D program. I was about to contribute to the conversation, but I get hit by ads. Oh my. Is it that time already for ads? Ads aren't supposed to kick in until an hour in. Or is it 30 minutes in? I don't know. Ads are at their lowest point. It's like 30 seconds every hour or something like that. I think it is. They shouldn't be too intrusive. Haha, you're back. Yeah, I was saying I'm surprised that nobody's done like 3D printed models of the characters in this game. Because I would assume you could pull like the 3D files of like the armor sets of the character models out of the game easy enough and throw it into a 3D printer. I say that with no knowledge of how any of that works. I just assume that it's that easy. I'm getting nothing for Discordant. Is there any of these I don't want to do? Too late. Phoenix Gate. I took the Phoenix Gate in Total War 3 the last time we played it on stream. Everybody seemed remarkably surprised that I managed to take it. But what can I say? Slaanesh is very persuasive. I've looked into stuff like this for various games, and the people who do it keep it for them because it's illegal to sell them as it's not your IP. Ah, yeah. Although, having said that, all you have to do is make a couple of tweaks to it. And then all of a sudden it's like, ah, it's fine. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. Right. Where are the heal boys? The Rune Priest is under the thing. Well, he's never getting out of in there. Whee! And dead. Ah! And dead again. That's kind of weird, dude. The pull puts him under the bridge. Strictly speaking, that would be a really wonderful way to completely deplete the other team. Just pull all their healers and put them under the bridge. This is the problem in this kind of scenario. There's like 0 point in going out if the rest of your team won't leave. Must say if I've still got my login details to the bug tracker thing, because I can stick that pull putting the Rune Priest under the bridge on it. They probably know about it already, but never can tell. Oh, Dester's already taken it in my absence. Back this way. Really tempted to go in and have a look around their keep. I've no stealth like a sneaky witch elf. But I've also got no AO anymore. I wonder, can I make it up here in time? No. Do we have AFKers? Don't see any. Not picking up the Lord, mind you. Oh, there he is. Yeah, nobody on there. Sads. Learned about the Celestial College. Go me. Every day's a school day when you're clicking in things. Now somebody's taken up there. On the whole, would you say that Destro has less players? Because it seems to me either that or they're just more organised guilds that cooperate with each other. So in terms of players, it goes swings and roundabouts. Some days Order will have more, some days Destro will have more. It really does seem to be luck of the draw what way it goes. Because like you'll get it at times where it's like you could have weeks of just one side constantly outnumbering the other. And then all of a sudden it flips on its head and it's the other way around for weeks. In terms of the guild side of things, people would tend to say that Destro has the more organized guilds. I know from listening to the likes of Tosh and Rav and people like that, Order doesn't really have warband leaders outside of every now and again there's like a guild warband, like somebody like Formosa. So from that side of things, I think there's more organized groups on the Destro side. Population goes back and forth all the time. Realistically, I think everybody on the server plays both sides. Is probably the most accurate description. The problem with it is, it can seem like, depending on the time that you play, it can seem like nothing ever really changes and it's always the same way. So like, I always feel, whenever I'm playing during the week, it feels like zones never get taken. Like, I'll watch a stream during my lunch break, or if I'm off work, I'll be watching one in the morning or something. It's like zones are toppling one after the other. And then I'll log in and play, and like, you'll maybe get a keep siege that fails, if you're lucky. Or, you know, you might join at the tail end of someone starting a fort siege or something. And I think that comes down to sort of like the population levels, because normally I'm playing about 7 p.m. until about 9 p.m. GMT. And usually that's when there's the most people fighting back and forth. So they usually don't do keep sieges because the likelihood is that they won't complete them. Kind of like now, everything's just getting ranked up. Nothing's getting taken. Which, if you're in a war band and you're just constantly fighting back and forth and that's what you want to do, great. But for me, who's looking to try and get a bag to get Genesis crests or that kind of thing, it can be a bit of a pain. Ha! I hit him. Victory is mine. The both side things kills it for me. There's no way to stop it because people will make 2 accounts. To be fair, with the amount of people who play this game, you kind of need the both sides thing. The thing that wrecks it to a degree is people who switch side to have an easy life. So like, if we were to look at it at the minute, there's 100 Destro in Marshes of Madness, but there's only 25 to 99 order. If that evened out, so like if a bunch of those Destro people jumped across and said, right, we're going to help out order, that's the way you want it to work. But what tends to happen is people will jump from the order side to the Destro side just to push the keep and get the bag and move to the next zone. And that's not quite as good because you're not really achieving anything. You're just getting renown of bags with no effort. And that's why they do it, is that like so many people these days just want to play these games, do the bare minimum, get absolutely everything. Like they don't want to have to fight for it. That's why you'll find that pre-mades will go into like pug scenarios and stuff like that. This Shadow Warrior is just going to nuke me down unless I start getting some heals. Don't forget the 100 Order who appear at the spawning of a ram, like the other 3 witch hunters. You can't see them, but you know they're there. Yeah, so like that, I think, is the real issue. It's not the fact that people play both sides; it's the fact that people play both sides in the worst way. And it's all around, you know, the incentive. Like if there's nothing to stop them doing it the bad way, and doing it the bad way basically means that they're going to get rewarded for it. Got him. So rude. Every time. They do nothing but bounce, these guys. Should have used my morale. Current game status is orders are against Pug Destro while organized Destro log in order. Set to keep until organized Destro log out. The cycle goes on. Yeah. They love to sit in their keeps. They also love to log in their keeps as well. It's kind of amusing. Oop, wrong thing. How rude. I'm probably just getting in the way here, but... Order have the numbers, but they like to pick their fight. It's all because of Rampage. They just want to funnel because it's so easy for them. Like, there's no reason not to funnel. Like, if you have, like, the sit-in-place skills that Order have, like, you have no incentive to ever come out. My AP is shocking. Remind me what Rampage is? So, Rampage is an ability that the Slayer gets, which basically means that for either 10 or 20 seconds, depending on what its rage is at, it can ignore block and parry for all of its abilities. So it's basically, you can't defend against any of the Slayer's attacks. Now, considering that the Slayer does very, very strong attacks and does them via AoE, and also has an ability that then starts to like pulse its damage off around to other peeps, it becomes very, very strong in the situation like a funnel. Because you have to run into it and you've got no defense against it. So it's like a wee mini morale drop for all intents and purposes. It's so stupid though. Evil was farming chisel out of retribution the other night with Brutus help, and tonight Evil's trying retribution against Brutus. There's no such thing as pride in this server, never mind. Yeah! But again, it's one of those where you don't really mind as much if they were like tonight. If they were doing it tonight to prevent Destro locking his own, because Destro had like hundreds and hundreds of people in advantage. Great, that's fine. My problem with it is they tend to do it after they've basically taken a whole bunch of zones with one side, and then they go to the other side just to farm the pugs in a fort. Like, it's so random. Hey, we won by like 2 points, 3 points. Did I actually kill anybody in that? One person. Rip that one person. Like, I don't mind people swapping sides to even out a fight. I do mind whenever it's people swapping sides just for the sake of doing it to farm people. Where am I? Ooh, 76. I don't know what it is. Every time I click in this thing, I always think it's right-click allows you to join all. And I've no idea why I constantly think it. 209, the old work restaurant. I'll not take it there. I'll take it behind this tactical tower. The alliteration is key there, because it means it's twice as secure. All of the Marauders. What have we got? 2 Rune Priests and an Archmage. And 2 Slayers. And 2 tanks. Oh boy, we're in trouble. Oh, let's give them more healers. More tanky healers at that. Jesus. I think we have every Marauder who's currently online in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Thank goodness we're backed up by the obscene damage power that is the Magus. We're all gonna die a horrible, horrible death. Yeah, those boys aren't even coming out. I'll fight you mana away mana. Pre-made, don't feed. Classic. This is the thing, I can't wait for this scenario to be done with, because the event will be over. Ha! The guard killed his lion. really been a fan of this Marauder look. I prefer the standard Sovereign one. Gee, this is so much fun. Welcome to Roar. So true, in fairness. Let's see if we can get a discordant. I'll let it sit for a bit. Oh, there's XCV. And there's the typical Archmage group sitting up there waiting to run down to help the witch hunters who are invariably sitting around here. I don't know for why, for a slight second there, I thought Destro was going to try and rush them. Then I remembered this is Roar. Nobody wants to run in and fight. It'll be one thing I'll be interested to see with the new server whenever it comes around, is the same mentality in it. Because it sounds like it's going to be completely different. Like, it sounds like it's going to be an almost completely different game. And the only thing that'll link it to this one is the assets and the name Warhammer Online. But time will tell. It's still ages away, though. They won't say how long it is, but it's definitely not going to be this year. Maybe this time next year it will be out, but it looks interesting. Whether they can pull it off or not, it's a different matter. A local saying that would match it up would be, talk's cheap, but it takes money to buy a drink. Got him. Run, little Zell, run! And then mount up quickly. So gear in the new server has random stats. What about dungeons? From everything that they're saying is they want it to be completely PvP focused, so I don't even know if dungeons will be a thing. Or if they are, they may not be the same as they are here. They never really touched on it. All they really said was gear's going to have RNG stats. It's all going to be bind and equip. It's going to drop from players. And the game's going to be solely focused on PvP. So by that regards, maybe a lot of PvP function to the dungeons, like was in Tomb of the Vulture Lord and Live. The other thing, of course, could just be a case you could run dungeons over and over again because all the gear is bound and equipped. You could put it in the auction house. Hey, Helger. Nice things, bud. Tiresome. I get you, bud. So glad tomorrow's middle of the week. I'm just counting down the days to Friday at the minute. Come to me, and you'll see I die even quicker in person. Oh well, Dastro's here 4 hours too late. Like, I like the idea that they're talking about for the gear and stuff. Bind and equip gear, RNG stats. All stats are useful. It's nice. Kind of reminds me of SWTOR, actually. Where all the gear is just a vessel and you put into it the stats that you want. Quick leveling is good as well, because it'll basically mean, like, what you have in this of getting to, like, renown rank 45-ish. You know, it's not going to be the graveyard that it currently is. Or at least if it is, it's only going to be a graveyard for about an hour. Do you know what? Let's take a thing to the keep. Although it's quite funny how polarizing it seems to be, because there's a whole bunch of people seem to be in favor of it, and a whole bunch of people are frothing at the mouth to say, no, it should never happen. And it's like, really? Only good can come of competition. Like, honestly, they did a Q&A for it on Sunday, and you can watch the Q&A on YouTube, and it's got, like, clips of what the game looks like with their updated shaders and stuff. And if we were to get a Q&A for Return of Reckoning, like, once a month, once a quarter, something like that, that would be amazing. Something like that, an hour long. Here's a whole bunch of questions that have been asked over the last X number of things. We're going to answer them as best we can. Like, would that not be a good thing? Same, like, if they turn around and go, oh, we're going to do this in our game, and it turns out to be quite good, and they introduce it in this game, is that not a good thing? Or if they do something and it doesn't work out and it's not very good, that doesn't get implemented over here, that is equally a good thing, because you haven't wasted time doing something that's not going to work. I really don't see how it's going to be a bad thing, to be honest with you. Again, just my opinion. I could be 100% wrong. It could be the worst thing in the world. But yeah. Everybody's just super keen to run out and say it's going to be one way or the other. With no bolster, though, there's the potential for extreme toxicity and looby farming. There is, but if you can wear Sovereign gear as soon as you hit Tier 2, like, I don't know. From everything that they've said, it sounds like they've thought about it. And I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, because at the minute it's just vaporware. It doesn't exist, right? So they're just talking a game. And the talk sounds good. Well laid out plans very rarely survive initial implementation, so it'll be interesting to see how it does. But like they've been building it now for what, 3 years, 4 years? So you would think that they've at least got some semblance of faith in it. I don't fancy our chances in this one either. Ah, lost it. Murdered by midgets. What a way to go. I took that right and quick. Oh. Someone's been knocked off the side. Or is hiding. One of the two. Ah! Ah! The old switcheroo, that's what I'm calling that. Uh-oh. Freedom! Ah, crap. I can very nearly climb things. Ah, hey, Knock. Happy Tuesday. How's it going? Ah, not too bad, bud. Just tired. Looking forward to the weekend. It's still the beginning of the week. Hopefully everything's okay with you, dude. Getting a little Mara action and yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I've sat staring at the login screen for so long, just thinking, what am I going to play? Because I was going to play the Witch Elf, and I was like, I just don't feel like playing the Witch Elf tonight. And I just flicked around a whole bunch of them and thought, you know what, I haven't played the Marauder in probably about a fortnight now, maybe. Week and a half, at least. So I thought, why not? He's nearly at 57, so hopefully I'll get him to there. I can wear some more of my oppressor gear. Get some more war crests going. Get some Genesis crests if we can ever get a keep siege somewhere. Ooh, there's 100% AO on Marches of Madness. I hate Marshes of Madness and Barrack Fire. But for 100% AAO, my morals are flexible. It's good we've got cool temperatures on a lightly cloudy sky here today. It's pleasant. Sounds like you're living in Northern Ireland. That's like a raging hot summer for us. Mara seems like a fun class. If I was going to run DPS and Destricide, that's the way I go. Mara's a weird class. And it's difficult to describe it because on paper it's really, really good. And if you play it right, it does really, really well. And it's got a lot of really good tactics. The problem is finding the right set of tactics with the right spec and the right abilities feels like sorting out alphabet spaghetti blindfolded. And I don't know whether it's just a case that the class itself gets better once you have more points to spend, or whether it's very gear dependent, and I'm just in that weird doldrum period for DPS where, you know, I just don't have the stats. It's very strange. I just constantly find myself respecking and going a different way and going, ah, this works so much better. And then going a completely different way again and going, ah, this works so much better. And then respecking again and going, ah, this works so much better. It's a boiling 18 degrees here. I mean, that practically sounds like get the swimming trunks on and just wander around like that all day for Northern Irish weather. 4+ Slayer, Packed Warband, running around hand-holding. Good luck with winning any sieges tonight. Oh, I'm under no illusions about winning sieges. I just want to be there so I can get a bag to get Genesis crests. I really like the spec, respec again cycle. Yeah, but like I'd like it to be where I'm sitting there and going, this is the spec for me. And for the longest time I was in it. It was like Brutality was the spec for me. And as soon as I got the sort of Conqueror gear, it was kind of like, it's not really the spec for me anymore. And I think it's just the lack of stats is the reason why it's not. Like, I'm playing Savagery at the minute, and Savagery's fun because it gives me all of the, like, the fancy debuffs. And you feel in, like, scenarios and things like that, that whenever you're debuffing someone and you've got like a proper DPS with you assisting, that yeah, you're doing damage. But on its own, it kind of feels a bit like a Magus, where it's like just pressure damage. There's no burst. And then as soon as you switch into your brutality thing, you lose your bonuses that you have for savagery. And you kind of then end up back in the situation of like, well, I'm just wilting. So it's really, really strange. Like, I really struggle to describe it. Like, it's enjoyable, don't get me wrong. I enjoy playing the Marauder. I enjoy the look of the Marauder. I'm kind of hoping that it's one of those classes that just gets better as it levels. Because it has more tools available to it, and it's got more brute force. Getting... Aww. I settled in a warrior priest spec that I like, and it's a meme spec, but god does it feel good. Well, that's the thing, like, there's nothing wrong with running a meme spec. Like, you'll get no praise for running something that's really easy to run, because it's really easy. Like, nobody cares if you do something that's really easy. But, again, meta specs exist because they are just that, they're the meta. So, like, there's nothing wrong with running it. But, again, you'll just have to put up with people going, oh, you're running such and such. Lol. Etc., etc. I get it. At a certain point, burst is king. AFK a minute, get back. That's the thing. It's like... It was the same with the Witch Elf. Like, the Witch Elf felt very powerful, and then as soon as she got to 40 and she wasn't in Vanquisher gear, she felt like she was a wet noodle. Flopping around. And... the Marauder kind of feels the same way. And, like, it's a very uniquely melee DPS thing. Because obviously a melee DPS has to charge in and fight. It can't just stand at the back and plink away like a ranged DPS can. So gear's a little bit more important. He had a mild heart attack. He hasn't learned the button that kills the warband after he pulls us through the wall yet. Yeah, that one still eludes me, little demons. I'm just a noob. Although I did pull a Rune Priest in a scenario earlier, and it trapped him under a bridge, which was quite interesting. You know, the one Order knows about. Yeah. That Marauder pull. The Marauder pull, for me, that never works. That always works if you talk to the Order. Not like that White Lion pull that never does anything. Yet anytime a White Lion comes running at you, it pulls you everywhere. I'm gonna go and capture the BO. Careful, there's about 9,000 of them. Ah, region chat gets so salty. Oh, look, a witch hunter. Two witch hunters. Did alright to him for fighting two of the buggers. Maybe it's a multi-box, so they're both named the same thing in the same guild. Yoink! Hard confirm the Marauder yoink is a freaking nightmare. Especially if you yell yoink while you're doing it. You. Ah, that's cheating. Freedom! I have arrived at the back of the keep. Ha! I got into the keep. I'm a genius. I should probably drink a potion, shouldn't I? Drink two, just to be safe. Brilliant. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do here. They're going to break down that door and I'm going to instantly die. But, sure. It's the thought that counts. Where did that witch hunter go? Here, little witch hunter, where did you go? Gonna guess he's making a beeline to the oil. Or not. Any guilds get inside? What's wrong with this guy? Not that many of us in here, in fairness. It's me and Sables versus the world. Nice. Two witch hunters on a cross roamer down to insult, injury, and draw people and surely against some sort of rules. I mean, if you're talking about the two witch hunters and the blackguard, probably. The witch hunters felt suspiciously like a multi-boxer, based on the fact that it's the same name and the same guild, both doing the same thing. But, again, conjecture on my part. I don't know. Bit silly to do it on camera, but you could say the same for any time anybody doesn't add into a 1v1. God, not about one and not about two things. Can you imagine? I was following Tosh around this chopper the other night. My chop was called to shut it up as well. It's just sitting saying out loud, it's like, I'm not multi-boxing. This isn't the same person. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Oh, God. The fun that you can have. Not that many of them outside. There's a few. Ah, Seer Dog's outside. I shall have a drink with him. With my handy drink macro. Haha! Yeah, Rav's here as well. I mean, for the amount of Destro in here, I'm surprised they haven't pushed in yet. That's going to be famous last words. This is going to be the point to just push in the door, right? Yeah, look at that. Boo. I hear a helicopter at Postern. I mean, there's a good chance. I think there might be some dwarves here. Oh well, we tried. Holy Zerg, Batman! You were swinging to... I was. Yeah, that was the problem. I was just doing that perfect swing to catch a human about the head, but because it was all dwarves, I was just getting nothing but hair. It was literally a free haircut for them. I thought I queued up for Discordant. Maybe I didn't. I'm constantly just arguing with myself over things like that because I'm like, I'm fairly sure I did it. Clearly I didn't, but still fairly sure that I did. Let's see if our witch hunters are still out here. There's a lot of lag. So, maybe? Ha! Victory. There's the perfect pose. My axe is really tiny. Terrible armpit hair as well. Look at that. Don't forget to queue up for scenarios. Hashtag helping. Thanks. You sound like me whenever I'm in Tosh's stream. Don't forget to do this thing that you completely forgot to do. You're never getting up that ramp in the winter. Really not. I don't mean as dwarves can get up it in the summer, let alone in the winter. Be like, if you've ever seen the film The Fifth Element, watching the big space armadillo things that come to Egypt, waddling along. That's what I imagine dwarves are like trying to go up the ramps. Super creepy sandals. Jesus, the lag here is terrible. I love how they were all coming rushing out and they're like, nope, do you know what? We're going to turn around. Now Order's going to be really happy. They've got to keep siege and they get the funnel while being the attacker. It's like a win-win for them. Spanky has reached renown rank 80. Congrats to him. Hopefully he goes whiz and bang. I only say that because there was a guy, I'm fairly sure, in Age of Reckoning called Spanky Whiz Bang. Fairly sure it was Age of Reckoning. May have been World of Warcraft. Oh, crikey. Run, little me, run. Oh, if I'd have been quicker, I could have pulled him. Right, we'll go to Raglan Factory. Little 2 Warbounds of Order sprint past 12 Destiny to get into the keep. Yeah. Gotta get that contribution. So, Witch Hunter named Black Stabbin. That is pretty good, in fairness. There's some fantastic names out there. Goldfinger the Sork's one of my favorite ones when I see it, because all I can hear in my head is the Goldfinger theme tune, only it's replaced with Coldfinger. Guessing orders all gone out the back. God, even the scenario it's laggy. I think this is all scenarios are these days, is people just spamming in scenario chat guard. Guard, a luxury. More true than you know most of the times, in fairness. Back in my day, they just spammed the letter G all day. G, 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 G. See, I was fortunate enough on live. I very rarely ever played pugs and ours. I was always running a pre-made. With the exception of my blackguard, because my blackguard I would play pug quite a bit. And I usually would just guard whoever was running with me to the back line. Which usually wasn't very many people in pug scenarios. They'd all just stand at one end and never actually engage. Maybe I don't want to run in there. Oh good, they're farming us at our spawn. He's the tank in his group that he's getting annoyed with. One of these two. Oh look, we're surrendering when we're in the lead. Like... Come to me. And dead. I'm protected as long as I lie down. Ah! Oh, there goes the zone. Didn't win any bags. Sads. I see more and more white lions running lunar spec. Don't they realize it sucks outside of Zerg fights? To be honest, it's probably people who just constantly run on Zergs, and they're either just doing solo or scenario queuing, and they don't want to be bothered respecking. Or the other one. That was a good place to respawn in. The other option is, of course, that they're just looking at forums and they're going, "What's the best spec?" And someone's going, "Oh, it's this spec," and they put no thought into it other than that, and they go, "I'm going to play this because this is clearly the best spec." There's the flight guy. I need to go to Reichland. Oh no, okay. Wait, he just forgot to get his lion out. He was in such a rush to farm. That too. I do the same thing in my Magus all the time. I forget to put a horror out because I'm just like, just want to get my dots done. By the time I get my horror out, the fighting will have moved anyway, so it won't matter. Hashtag sell moons about the Magus for 4 hours. Bright Wizard. Hello. Thank you. And there's a perfect example of why the Marauder pull does what it does, because his laser beam was on me well after it was out of range. Nobody complains about that, though, because it doesn't pull you. It just kills you instead. Ow. I think it's just people getting annoyed at the pet pathing and just being dumb. It is quite funny whenever you see a white lion's pet bug out like that, because it happened to me. Oh, when was it? It was like in Nordenwatch. I can't remember whether it was when I was playing my Zealot or my Magus, but I was standing up on the wall, and the white lion was coming running up to attack me, but his pet was sitting down at the bottom just running around in circles because it didn't know whether to go up or what. I was like, this is great. If I don't move, your damage is completely ruined. It's so good. Like, it's not so good if you're the White Lion, but then again, White Lions spend most of their time running away, so it doesn't really matter. Quite rude. Come back. Ah. Wasn't running away, you can't blame the pet for being confused. It's like, Master, why are you going in my direction? This is where the enemy is. Pet's just sitting there going, clearly someone's hit him over the head. The only obvious solution for why he's running in this direction. Come to me, little room priest. Yoink. I keep expecting these guys to have self-res, and I'm always surprised when they don't. Oh, somebody just leveled up. Congrats to them. Oh, they're all wanting to get into a wee funnel spot. Holy heck, the neighbors realize they can turn off their car. Tibu, thank you very much for the subscription, kind sir. Where's my diamond? It's in the post, honest. That's very kind, bud. Thank you very much. I no longer need to smell the exhaust fumes in my own apartment. I mean, how else are you going to get high? That's the question. Oh, it's the multi-boxing witch hunters. Victory! Ooh, we're nearly at 57. It's gonna take forever. Whoosh. You find the pleasure of savagery. Yes and no. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier. Is like I'm bouncing around spec after spec, and every time I change, I'm like, this is the one for me. This is the one that's going to do it. And I get the feeling it's just sort of new spec syndrome, where it's like, oh yes, this is new and fresh. This is exciting. This is clearly the one. I think, honestly, what it's going to take is for him to get to, like, 60 or 61, whichever one it is where you get your additional mastery point. Have his oppressor gear on. Get the Genesis axe to supplement the renown one. And then potentially upgrade the renown axe to the better one. And then I think at that stage I'll be able to figure out what spec's best. Like, I'm enjoying savagery at the minute just for like the debuff side of things. Brutality's still my favorite. It just feels like I don't have the damage to get through anything at the minute that I did have when I was like bolstered with my armor debuff from Devastator. Was it Devastator? Or was it Ruin? One of the sets had an armor debuff on it anyway. It was like on chance armor debuff. Terrible Embrace. How rude. Well, I drew them out for Destro to come rushing in. No need to thank me, Destro. It's what I do. He's classically managed to give them a perfectly easy escape route. But, yeah. Fair, I love savagery when I play it in scenarios, but for RVR I just unka bunka Monstro. You see, I played Monstro for a bit. And like, I get why people play it, because you're very survivable. But I just find it so boring. Like, there's so few abilities in Monstro, and as soon as you switch to either savagery or brutality to do a bit of damage, you lose all of your buff, and you just become, like, really weak. And it's just really annoying. It is boring, just AoE choke points and get crests. Yeah. Like, that's that. I think, like, the thing that did it for me was, like, I switched the spec to it, and it was, I think it was on a weekend, because there was a lot of keep sieges. And it was like, oh, this is great, because I'm doing something that lasts. And, yeah, it was just because it was out of keep. And, like, in open world roaming, it was fine. You know, Witch Hunter would jump you, and you'd be like, ha! You're tickling me, aren't you? And then you start hitting him back, and it's like, ha! I'm tickling you, aren't I? It's just like, eh. Brutality always felt to me like the perfect spec, because you were doing an absolute ton of damage, but it felt like you had survivability as well. Whereas, when I got to, like, we're now ranked 47, 8, I was just sitting there, I was going, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I'm going to try and escape out this way. See if I can pick off any roamers that are roaming around. Tickle fights are the best fights. Although when I tickle my girlfriend, I do usually end up getting punched or kicked, so I don't know. Yeah, that's not specific to your girlfriend. My girlfriend hates tickles. She laughs and she giggles if you tickle her, but they kick and punch as well. Pretty sure everyone hates being tickled. Aw. I have to hold back because my girlfriend can eventually go psycho. She broke her dad's jaw in a play fight once. I don't want that. Yeah. No trips to the A&E. Could end badly. Oh, God. Right, guys. I am going to call it a night there. We're very nearly at 57. We have done very little in our RBR week. But we'll pick it back up again tomorrow night. I'm gonna have a look here and see if there's anybody else stramming. Tosh still is. So we'll raid Tosh. I'm sure he'll appreciate it. So yeah, thanks very much for coming along, guys. Thanks again for the subscription, TV. Very kind. I'm going to be back here tomorrow night, normal time. So you're all very welcome to come along and watch. But until then, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you all have a nice day tomorrow. I'll catch you back here next time. But till then, take care, all the best, and see you. Bye.